So today we're in the beautiful home of Nicky Dewhurst, one of our clowns over at Zumanity.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, I'm pretty excited about this episode. I get to walk on a tightrope with Nick, and Nick is a great sport, funny guy. He's a clown on our show, obviously. And yeah, he's taught me a little bit at the show. He has a rig, a tightrope rig, and I about gave him a heart attack. And so today at his house, he made me sign a waiver that I can't sue his homeowners association or nothing.
It's a very good idea, though. Nicky's been in Cirque for a very long time, so it's going to be very interesting to get to interview him. Here we go. Well, it's an honor to actually get to interview you because you've been with the company for so long.
Yes, thank you for reminding me how old I am.
So tell us where originally you're from.
I'm from England originally, and come from a circus family actually, but so I think I'm fourth generation circus.
Oh wow.
My great grandfather was a Risley acrobat, and my father, who was in Mystère, my grandfather was a knife thrower, and my father, who was a clown in Mystère, he was also a tightrope walker, and then myself.
Okay.
So I'm the fourth generation.
Nice. So at what age did you actually get interested or involved in it?
I went to school, did normal school, and then I was going to go to university, and I took a year out to travel. You know, hippie stuff, you know. So, and at that point my dad was like, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. You know, he said, well, why don't you come and work for this circus that I'm performing with in London. It's like a new age circus, and it was very, very similar. It was around about the same time as Cirque du Soleil started, and it was very similar to Cirque du Soleil. And so I said, sure, that sounds like fun. And I'd already picked up the skills just through being around my dad. Like, he taught me how to juggle and to walk the tightrope, but I never really had any focus. I was a gymnast as a kid, and I was a junior British champion, and so that's kind of where I learned all that stuff. And then I joined the circus there, and it was this new agey thing, punky and fun, and I'm like, I get paid to do this? And so I said, well, university's all right and everything, but I think I like this. So I decided to stick with it, and at that point I used to do a unicycling act, I used to do a juggling act, I did a trapeze act, I did a cloud swing act, anything but tightrope, because that's what my dad did. And then Gilles came through London, and he called me up and said, hey, we're putting together a European tour, are you interested in doing that? And we'd like you to do a tightrope act in the show. And I went, oh, sure. And so I agreed. I actually signed a contract for a tightrope act.
And had he seen you do a tightrope act before?
I didn't do it. So.
Or did he just thought you knew how to do tightrope?
Because my dad did it,
Right.
He thought I did it. So, and I'm not sure if he knows that to this day. But anyways, yeah, so I was like, yeah, sure. So I told my dad, and he was furious that...
that you signed a contract.
Yeah, and he was like, you've got how long to learn this? 6 months I had to learn it.
So from the first show with Cirque, how did it go from there to developing onto the rest of your career?
The first show I did was a European tour, and it, again, funny enough, that one was cancelled. And they said, we want you to come on the North American tour and do the act. So I was fortunate enough to go with the tightrope, and that's when I started working with my dad and performed with him on the tightrope. And we toured North America with a show called Nouvelle Experience.
Okay.
And then from that show we went to Japan with a show called Fascination. And then when we came back to Las Vegas with Nouvelle Experience again, and we did a year at the Mirage. So that show was very successful, and that paved the way for Mystère. Then I left the company for 5 years and freelanced, and I worked on the strip in front of curtain in like Tropicana at Stardust. Most of these have been blown up now. But and then I did cruise ships, worked in Canada in a show. I worked at Circus, sort of all over. And I actually, at the time, went into a show called Imagine, which was at the Luxor, and did that for a year, and that's where I started clowning. It was my first taste of that, and I really enjoyed it. And then Gilles, Guy, and Franco came to see that show and said, oh, why don't you go over to Mystère and do the pink character, because the guy's leaving. So I was like, sure. So that's how I came back into the company. And then they brought my dad in as the clown over at Mystère.
At the same time?
6 months later.
Okay.
Gilles brought him out of retirement. He basically retired at that point and said, hey, do you want to go work with Nick again in Mystère? And so we did, and we did that for 6 years. And then I had my eye on Zumanity because I saw the clowning in the show there, and I thought that would be fun. And so I put feelers out with Gilles and said, look, you know, I'd like to do something different if possible, and if any openings come up with Humanity, I'd be very interested. So basically that did transpire, you know.
And how long have you been at Humanity now?
This is my 5th year, coming up on 6.
Wow, and how many in Cirque du Soleil in total?
Oh, God. I started in 1988 was the first contract. And we did a formation, and that one was the one that was cancelled. You were one?
I was 4.
Oh, 4. That's really nice. I think it's gonna kill you now, right?
Well, you know. Now, are you still loving it every night, performing on stage? Because you've pretty much been performing your whole life and transitioning from an acrobat into a clown.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been very blessed, very lucky to do what I do, because we're in a situation where we go to work, we do the same thing every night. That's the hardest part about it, is to get past that grind and find magic every night. But then you have to step back and you go, well, what else would I be doing? You know, and what else would allow me to have this freedom and to go make people laugh and to go, you know, create on stage and be alive and get feedback, instant feedback, and it just doesn't happen in any other profession other than entertainment, performing. And I'm so lucky that I get to do what I do. So it's not that hard. It's actually really easy to go and have fun.
Any advice to anybody that wants to get into Cirque du Soleil?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Great. Well.
No. You know, absolutely. Nowadays there's a lot more opportunities. I think you just got to have something special to offer. Work hard. Think different. Think creative.
Yeah.
When you want to make something to present, it's got to be something that has an edge, as opposed to something that's been seen before. So there are a lot of talented people out there, and, you know, stick with it, you'll get in.
Well, thank you very much, Nikki, for allowing me to interview you today in your beautiful home. And that was Nicky Dewhurst from Humanity.
Thank you. Willie.
This is where I get to come into play. All right, couple guidelines I kind of remember.
So when you're walking, you want to try and keep your chest still.
Okay.
And you want to look at the end of the tightrope. So none of this. Use your arms to balance.
Yeah, right away I was. Wow, this is way more shaky than the one at work. Oh! So feet straight, because I thought we had turned.
Yeah, once you get
slightly
faster,
turned.
you can
Okay.
Initially, you just want to walk like this, because that's going to keep you more secure. But once you get better, you can turn out and go.
Turn out and really book it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I should have got a clean turn. Okay. Now, honestly, the unicycle you brought into work once, and I was able to ride the unicycle out in the street with a tire on it. Totally different on here.
Totally different, yeah. I mean, just for fun, you can have a go and have a sit on it, but you're going to find it's a nightmare, so.
Let's see here. Probably want to kick it back to
you
the left.
Put that, make sure you get your family jewels.
Woo! Yeah, there we go. All right. Actually, I'm going to use both here. Oh yeah, this is night and day, buddy.
I just don't want to get hit by this bike. That's it. That's pretty damn good, huh? Now if I let you go.
Okay. Oh, instant sideways. Instantly sideways.
What you're learning on something like this is to ride a unicycle but without moving.
Yeah, see how you can go sideways?
Yeah, right. Actually, what I'm trying is that.
Gotta have a rubber tire. I swear I can ride one of those. Alright, one more clean one here. Wow, this got easier after trying the unicycle on it. Man, right at the end there. Alfie, give that one a whirl. Your pool is nice. Wow. Doesn't leave much to the imagination.
Was it cold?
No, as a matter of fact, your pool's freezing. All right, when you train a backflip, you normally go to the pad first. You step off to the side.
It's quite easy to stand on here and just do a flip.
Feel it.
Your feet either
Get
side.
it. Okay.
The difficulty comes in
placing it.
So what I can do right now is I can hold, spot you through. Just do
And just do one to the pad?
Just do it to the pad. I don't want you to do it because you're key right there.
Okay.
Seriously.
But
no.
just split the.
Just straddle it, yeah.
Straddle.
So, but you'll get the sensation of pulling it back toe. Now, yeah, tuck that toe right into your heel. Make
Tuck.
sure this is
Oh.
nice and straight. That's it. Bend your knees.
Right on the calf. Is jump roping actually one of the harder?
It's actually, technically, it's one of the most difficult things to do on the tightrope because you're constantly moving and you're constantly jumping. So you have to compensate every single time you touch the tightrope. You've got to adjust, but you've got no hands to do it.
Sorry if I got If you get two, is that considered successful?
I would be very impressed.
Oh. Yep. Oh. Wouldn't recommend that ride at home.
So, I don't think my line covers me for you.
Thanks, Mr. Dewhurst.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's Nicky Dewhurst. Signing off.
Wow, I'm out of here.
What'd you think, Brandon?
It was all right. You're getting better at picking up stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I got the last week, I got the one, and then, yeah, it's coming around.
It got a little scary though at the end when you face planted, and then also
Yeah, the pool hit was actually the sketchiest. I thought that was gonna be, I was glad the pool was there, actually.
I'm surprised you didn't leave with any gashes on your
I
stomach.
know, yeah. Well, thank you, Nicky Dewhurst, for letting us enjoy your house, your pool, your tightrope. We'll see you next week for another edition of Cirque Insider.
Well, at least I finished.
I have
at
no
the end.
problem finishing. Oh!
Well, let's go and get to know Nicky Dewhurst a little bit better.
Or Dickie Newhurst.
Nicky Dewhurst.
He's gonna go. Especially this rig, it's a lot more unstable than what I
Well, yeah, it's a rope.
Yeah.